AI is not coming for your bar. It's already here. And I'll tell you right now, the owners I know that are using AI are saving hours a week. It's making them spend more time with their clients, more time with their guests, more time helping move their team forward. So if you're not using AI, the question is why? You don't need to know how it works. You just need to know what to ask it and how to get results out of it that actually work. Welcome to the Bar Business Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Schneider, the Bar Business Coach. And if you're tired of figuring out every bar problem alone, well, join Bar Business Nation, our free Facebook group for bar owners who want better ideas and real conversations. The link's in the show notes. Today on the Bar Business Podcast, we're talking about what AI is actually useful for in bar operations, specific applications where you can use AI, how to prompt it correctly, and when not to trust it. Most bar owners I talk to know AI is a thing. They've tried it once, they've gotten something generic, maybe they never went back to it again. Or they think it's amazing and they use it for everything, and quite frankly, they're overusing it. AI is an assistant. It helps you, but it doesn't actually produce perfect information ever. And I say this as someone who uses AI all day, every day. So we're going to break down where it's useful, where it's not, and a little bit of just how AI works in general. So with AI, something I want you to keep in mind as we have this conversation. There are different platforms. Those platforms work differently, right? You have the big ones, Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT. They're all going to generate slightly different results. They're all trained a little bit differently. They all have a slightly different view on the world, if you will, based on how they were programmed, how they were trained. Generally speaking, when we're talking for hardcore business applications, Claude's going to be your best bet. When we're talking marketing, I like to use ChatGPT. When I want to look at sentiment analysis, when I want to look at what people are saying online, I use Gemini because, oh yeah, it's made by Google. It's really good at the internet. But I can tell you what I use them for and what I think is great. What I would encourage you to do is, as you use AI more and more, or if you're already using it, don't stick to one platform. As a matter of fact, take the same task and try it in ChatGPT. Try it in Gemini, try it in Claude, and see which one works best. Because I will tell you right now, in my experience, none of them work best for everything. All of them work best for some things. And knowing what goes where, based upon how you do things, your style, the results you want to get, that's going to make AI way more effective for you, and it's going to get you better results quicker. But where do I really think that AI is great? Well, one place that you can use it for is menu ideation and menu descriptions. Now, I would not have AI write my menu. I just wouldn't entirely. But especially if you're trying to figure out, okay, what's popular right now? It's middle of summer. We're starting to think about fall menus. We can ask our bartenders, hey, what are people requesting? But if we really want to know trends, what's coming up, things we don't know, we can ask Gemini. It'll go search the internet and it'll give us good results. We can use it to look at things like search volume. Right? Are people still searching all the time for espresso martinis? What are the fall trends that are predicted? You know, a lot of times we don't necessarily think about trends in food or in non-beverage alcohol, things that aren't going on in bars. But that's what these big companies will be pushing come fall. Right? Where are they going? What trends are forecasted? Because then we can play into those. When it comes to writing your actual menu, if you're stuck on writing a description, you can write a prompt like, write a cocktail menu description for a drink called blank, made with these ingredients. The vibe of our bar is blank. Make it 2 or 3 sentences, evocative with no cliches. Are you going to get AI slop? Yes. Is it going to give you something to work from, to build from, to edit and actually put on your menu? Yes. You can do this cocktails. You can do this for food. You can do this for daily specials. You can do this for event listing. But never trust what AI shoots at you first. Always read it out loud. Always make sure it's fitting your concept, fitting your brand. It's a great tool for the brainstorming, not necessarily finalized execution. Another place I like to use AI, and this is when I really like to use it for, training materials and quizzes. When you think about something like building out a training program, that is a daunting task. And quite frankly, working it through with a smart AI like Claude that's really good at business use cases is going to allow you to get that task done quicker. It's going to write a bunch of the verbiage for you. It can help you create quizzes and different materials. I use it all the time for things like that. If I'm focused on whiskey, I can say, hey, make me a 10-minute presentation that I can give my team in a pre-shift about whiskey and generate a 10-question quiz that I can give them after the presentation. Now, is it going to be perfect? No. Am I going to have to edit the heck out of it? Absolutely. But it gives me a starting point. It gets me closer there, and it can save hours of time producing content like that. Training content, especially when we're training every day, which is what I always think we should be doing in this business, right? Train consistently, reinforce what you want your employees to know and do consistently. Frankly, means that we have to produce a lot of content, a lot of training materials. So if we use AI to get there, it can be helpful. Again, not a finished product, but it can save us a lot of time and effort in the rough draft process. You can also pair that if you're using Google for your email and you have a Google business account, you can pair that with Google Classroom and then use that as a digital way to deliver training materials to your team. Another place I think AI slots in really well in our industry: vendor emails and difficult conversations. If you've been putting off writing an email or having a conversation with somebody and you just want like some base advice, AI is great. Say you don't know quite how to approach a vendor to renegotiate a deal you have on liquor. You can say, hey, write a professional email to a liquor distributor asking to renegotiate pricing on this product based on our volume over the last 6 months. If you can negotiate liquor prices, that's obviously going to be different state by state. Or if you have a staff member issue, you could say, write an email to a staff member documenting a performance conversation we had about blank. Keep it professional, factual, and don't include blame. A place where it can be particularly helpful, especially in capping your emotional response and making sure that you're actually being correct, is for responses to reviews, right? You can put in the negative review and say, hey, I need a response to this review. Acknowledge the experience. Don't get defensive. Invite them back. Now, you're not fighting your own emotions while you write that. You just have something that, again, you're going to have to edit it, but you can pretty much copy and paste that over. That also can go for job postings, guest complaint responses, partnership outreach. A lot of these things, AI can help you rough draft really clean responses and separate your emotions from conducting good business. Now, the place I really think AI can shine is social media, right? It can write captions. It can help you come up with entire campaigns to roll out with social media. Now, it's going to be inconsistent. And I've had outputs that range from freaking amazing to the worst thing I've ever read. But even if only half of what it gives you is usable, that's still way faster than writing things from scratch. And the more you work with AI, especially if you're using an AI where you have a project set up and you're constantly working on your social media there, it's going to learn, it's going to get better. But as you're going through, make sure that when things are right, you're documenting those and making that an artifact within the project. That way it has it to refer to, and it's not going to make the same mistake, or shouldn't make the same mistake twice. Let's be honest here, it does, even when it shouldn't sometimes. If you're lucky enough to have a lot of written material that you've put out, you can actually take a lot of written material, like I take transcripts from my podcast, I feed it to my AI, and I say, learn my voice. Then I can use it to not just generate, say, a social media post, but it's doing it in my voice. Use your old content to train AI on what the feel is for your bar, what your style is in your post. Now, something I will point out, AI is never going to capture authentic moments. It's never going to capture real energy. It can write a caption, but you still need to make sure you're capturing the right videos, the right pictures, presenting them the right way. AI just helps you make that job a little bit easier. Now, when it comes to AI, there are some things we absolutely should not trust AI with. Financial decisions, legal and compliance questions. Like, AI is not an attorney. I know people are like, oh yeah, I wrote up this contract using AI. And I'm like, you probably should go check with your attorney. Right? Liquor law is hugely complex. It's going to vary by state. It can vary by county. So don't trust it. Employment law is a sticky wicket of federal compliance. Don't trust it. Health code, well, it might be able to help you search the code and find out what the code actually is, but double check what it says. AI has a tendency to give you very confident sounding answers, that are just completely wrong. I've used AI in some projects where it said, oh yeah, here's a quote this person said. Except they didn't. It's a fabricated quote based on summarizing some things this person wrote down and thought. So don't trust AI with the big stuff. Don't trust it with legal. Don't trust it with finance. Now, if you feed it good financial information, trust it to analyze it. It's great at pattern recognition. But don't trust it to generate it. And everything you do in AI, every single thing you do, be a little weary of it. Double check it. Edit it. Review it. You should never be in a situation where you're just copying and pasting out of AI and you're not actually reading things. That is a recipe for disaster. Another thing to remember, too, with AI, it doesn't have local knowledge. You know your neighborhood, your regulars, all of that way better than AI ever will. It knows general principles. So the rule to keep in mind here, AI is a tool to draft, not a tool for a final draft. It speeds up your creation. It allows you to brainstorm easier. It can give you ideas you never thought of. But you as the human have to provide the judgment. You as the human have to take control over what you put out. If you're not using AI, you should. You don't have to be a tech person. All you need to think of is, what am I asking for? How do I edit it to get the final product that I actually want? And when don't I trust it? If you keep those three things in mind, it's going to make your life easier. You're going to find your work is quicker. And the best part about it is when everyone says AI is going to make you less human, it's not. It's going to make you more human. Because you're going to spend less time in the back office and more time on the floor with your guests, building those connections, making sure they have a great experience. And that's going to bring you repeat customers, more revenue, and a better life.
That about wraps it up for today. If you're tired of sorting through bar problems by yourself, come join us inside Bar Business Nation. It's our free Facebook group for bar owners and operators talking about what's working, what's not, and how to make the business easier to run. Search Bar Business Nation on Facebook, and I'll talk to you next time.